Hi, I'm Marley.
I'm Maria.
And I'm Kendra. Welcome to Cafe Hachidori.
Alright, so ladies, what do we have for drinks today?
Well, I'm drinking some white and green tea. It's very hot and it's burning my tongue.
White and green tea?
Yeah, white and green. I don't know. Just let it be.
Okay.
I have water that's like way across the room from me.
Simple is best.
So, I can't reach it, but it's there.
Simple is best.
Yes, always.
I have something called creme brulee milk tea by Lipton.
Ooh, that does sound good. Is it sweet?
I guess so. I haven't tried it yet, but I got it.
And tell me what it tastes like.
I got it in a little care package from my parents, so I'm not sure how it tastes. We'll see how it goes.
Good luck.
Yep.
All right, let's jump right on in for Kimi no art and animation. All right, so I guess what do you want to start with?
Audience, we will have tons of spoilers. Viewer discretion advised.
Yes.
Gosh, yeah.
All right, Kendra, what's your favorite part?
I literally can't even pick one part about this movie. It's so incredible, and I think mostly for me, I think the artwork just stands out. It's so beautiful, and I think the coloring is just something that's like amazing, and it's gorgeous, and it's real life, and it's such a new way of storytelling, which I don't think that you see a lot in movies today. It's a very kind of polymorphic storytelling, so you get that mixture of different points of views as you go back and forth between the characters and how all of that comes together. I think it was done in a really, really wonderful and a really beautiful way that, I just, again, think is not super common when you see a lot of movies, especially with a lot of anime.
I really like the comet though, and the contrast between that and it's really really pretty, and it's in the sky and it's all gorgeous, and then it's contrast for when it's like still absolutely gorgeous, but then destroying like everything. I really like those parts.
Yeah, I think it's also really cool just that, sometimes you'll try to take a picture of, sun setting with the sky, or these really kind of cool astrological events. We had a solar eclipse here, was it last month, a couple weeks ago and everything, and I, kept trying to take pictures with my phone, and I couldn't, and I think that's one of the things that's super awesome about the art, is it captures it in such a realistic way that sometimes you can really only get with events if you see them with your eye, and I think that's something that, makes it so extremely special, so different, and so, that's, I think, what makes it moving is just because it's so real looking.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I keep forgetting that this is animated, hand-drawn, just because it's so detailed and realistic, especially the time-lapse scenes, cuts, in between,
Yeah.
when the years pass and stuff. I can't believe that they animated that. It looks like they had an actual camera set up and they just fast-forwarded the recording.
For the soundtrack CD, there's, how they have the lyrics on the front cover, booklet. Inside of there, they have, all this concept art, or it could actually be real art from the film, and it looks like photographs.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it looks like photographs. Absolutely stunning, and you're just looking at this that's drawn. That's not like a picture. That's someone drew that. And that's kind of how I feel about the entire film for a lot of it. Especially the whole scene when when Taki, who's in Mitsuha's body, first gets introduced to the underworld and the Sacred Valley and that entire area, that entire scene, the leaves that are changing, the way that the camera angles for that's just one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, from the moment that they start walking through that forest to the moment that they leave.
Me too.
I know I have in my notes for just the way that they have just the wind blowing through the grass is what it actually says, because I know it's just such a beautiful realistic motion for me animation wise.
I think what did it for me was that the camera pans out so far for the first time in forever in the film, so it added a lot of I don't know how to describe it, but it makes the scene much more grandiose than you would have expected it to be. And
you're right.
Yeah, and
that is the first time.
Yeah, it's mostly just bus shots of the characters or a city scenery or stuff like that. It's very ground level. So first time you have a bird's point of view camera, it looks so beautiful, and you can tell that it's a crater, which at first I thought it was a volcano, but it's actually a crater, and you're like, wow, that it's gorgeous. I don't know why, but that Holy Valley area scene always makes me think of the beautiful field scene from Howl's Moving Castle by Ghibli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just like with the beautiful grass, nature, and the low-lying clouds and stuff. And I was wondering why I kept getting those vibes, and I found out that one of the art directors in this film, actually from Ghibli, he worked on Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Yuji Ando, so there you go.
Yeah, I actually got like that scene for like the pan out for the entire Holy Valley, like that is probably gonna go down in one of my favorite animated scenes, along with like the Spirited Away train scene. So like,
Yep, again with the Ghibli feels.
yep. So that's probably why it was just it hit me hard. That's what that was. It hit me hard.
Yeah.
You're right in the feelings. This entire movie is basically a great big sucker punch to your feelings.
Speaking of sucker punch to your feelings, Twilight, man, that moment and the Mississippi trip scene.
I could have sworn you meant the Twilight trilogy.
I did too, and I was like,
No, no. No. Those two scenes, when Taki's tripping on sake and when they meet at Twilight, those two scenes, they hit me also in the feels. And they're really, especially the scene where Taki's learning everything about Mitsuha's past, like, that scene is it's a very different animation style than, at least, like, art style than the rest of the film had been up to that point, which was really interesting.
Yeah, I always think it was really beautiful to see the way that they're kind of superimposed, and I think it really does give the sense of like that veil of time or like whatever kind of like a fourth dimension that kind of exists there really kind of lifting, and they are kind of able to meet in that moment. And I thought that was something that was really kind of special, that you kind of somehow through that effect and the way that animation is done, is you can see like an actual physical barrier breaking.
Mm-hmm.
They're with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and I cried.
The fact that the animation style drastically changed really helped add to the fact that it's like some supernatural occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just love that talky feel of that whole scene. It's so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
This entire movie basically ends with the commentary of, and then it punched me in the feels.
It was absolutely gorgeous and stunning, and then it punched me right in the feels.
Exactly.
A summary of this plot. Punched in the feels.
You don't even need to like know anything else about it other than the fact that it will punch you directly in your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, for the Twilight moment when they do meet, what I really, really liked about that was the realism in the time it took for the sun to set from, like, the moment that... Because, you know, like, you have that fleeting amount of light after the sun is, like, completely gone from the sky. And I always feel like there's always that dramatic need to make that extend super, super long. But, like, in real life, it's, like, maybe 5 minutes max before it goes from being, like, really gorgeous skies to, like, dark. And the movie pulled that off really, really well.
I think so too, and I think just like plot-wise, that adds to kind of like that sense of urgency, and that makes it so much sadder because that is something that you can like relate to, and you can always notice that light fading and notice that kind of a thing just kind of fall away. And I think that just adds like a lot of heightened sense of urgency to the two of them when they finally meet, and like a pressure almost to be able to kind of cherish that moment and to be able to have that.
And write each other's names down. Write their names down.
Write it down.
Write it down. I'm not salty about that.
No, why would you do that? You have to tell her you love her.
You can't even write, I love you, my name. No, you just gotta like be like, I love you. That's all I can write while I have your hand in my... Gosh, dang it, Taki.
Casually sniffles while remembering the absolute pain.
And she wasn't watching him do that, like, no, stop him.
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh.
Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about for art and animation style other than the fact that it's just absolutely gorgeous?
I think we hit the main points that I was trying to bring up.
I do. Like, I don't think I could bring anything else up without getting off topic to what we were talking about later.
Alright, cool. I guess it's time to wrap up then.
If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe us.
And leave us some comments below. Ask us questions.
We hope you join us again at Cafe Hachidori.